Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. How we doing today? Y'all doing good? We got some things to discuss. Because recently Melyssa Ford had a conversation with your good brother Dondré Whitfield, and they had a very interesting conversation, and we are going to go over that conversation. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much for that.
But now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
And thank you, Frederick, for gifting another membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Okay. So, Miss Melyssa Ford she had a very interesting conversation. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to let it play. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to let the videos play. I be getting burned by that sometimes. So I say what? I don't know if y'all want to look at my mug. I'll do this. I'll do this. Because we kind of need to have a little bit of conversation. No, wait. That's not what I'm trying to do. I forgot how to do it. Okay. So I'm just going to have the overlay and y'all will be able to hear it. I'm not even going to preface this too much. Her conversation went in a number of different kind of ways. I don't even know how to start it off. I be forgetting how to. Anyway, I don't even know how to frame it. I know what I want to talk about because I got my trusty little notes. So we gonna start here.
Bear. Don't get me started about the bear, because I've had
I
almost
refuse
fist
to go
fights
there with the
about
for real.
about the goddamn bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a picture of what my algorithm looks like. A bunch of fed up women who are decentering the idea of a man being in their lives and just living their lives like it's golden because they got good friend groups and they travel, and you know they're just expanding their worldview on what a full and meaningful life looks like, excluding men. And the men that are really, really angry about it and call us everything from like spinsters to old, washed up, and all the other things that I find in my comment section. So that's what my algorithm looks like. I want to get your take on what women in general are seeing with regularity, and is hope dangerous for us?
No, one. So there's.
Let's start there. She's talking about, quote unquote, decentering men because the women don't trust the men and they've been hurt so many times. And what you hear here is the level of cope that a lot of these women are dealing with, trying to make their lives fulfilling and at the same time without engaging in their feminine purpose and power. See, women these days like to talk about female empowerment, women's power, this, that, and the third, without ever understanding what that means. They don't know what it means. They don't know what it is, and they don't know how to engage it. Because these modern women talk so much about women's empowerment, and then they start talking about the things that men do, or trying to do the things that men will do. Female empowerment means going to get a job or having income or having a degree, this, that, and the third, or being able to travel, or being able. Female power is many times the source of it is not tangible. I'm not going to go too far into it. It's not tangible. It produces something tangible at the end, but the process and the source of femininity, real female power, and what women actually are and do is an intangible thing. It's meant to be that way. It's a feature, not a flaw. Too many people on earth don't understand men and women, period. Despite men being men and women being women. No concept. We're so busy trying to figure out what we don't like about each other that we fail to take benefit from each other based in the differences. And we'll sit up and say men and women are different until it's time to be different, and then we don't like the difference. Nobody likes the difference. Nobody likes how the differences manifest themselves, how the differences are apparent. So she's trying to keep up that single women can decenter men and have this fulfilling life because we're full human beings and we can do so. That's only partially true. Are women full human beings who can live their lives? Yes. But everybody suffers when they don't live in their actual purpose for which they were put here on this earth. So she's starting within the conversation with a false premise, which is why I wanted to point that out. The premise is false. I'm going to fast forward because his response to that is not so much necessary. I want to go here.
both sides are lost.
But I think things are changing drastically right now.
They're trying.
So, well, here's what is happening
Mm-hmm.
is that women, by and large, this is the first full generation of women that no longer need to get married or be with men for provision or protection.
Yes, but
this is the first. So just
yes.
So this is the first time.
But this is also one of our problems, ironically.
So, but wait, hold on. So what women are now asking for is we're asking for a man to come to the table who has a certain level of self-development. We're looking for EQ. We're looking for curiosity, intellectual curiosity. We're looking for somebody who has empathy. We're looking for somebody who understands the nature of partnership. Women are generally speaking, but a lot of women are not very interested in fulfilling, specific gender roles like I cook, I clean, you take the garbage out type shit. Women are looking for partnerships because a lot of the women we're talking about are extraordinarily self-sufficient and especially financially sufficient. So there is the need for partnership. And also when it comes to child, rearing, it's like you're not babysitting your child, you're taking care of your child as well. So this is a 50-50 thing between the two of us.
I want to talk about that because it was that segment that made me name and title this the way that I did. I find it hilarious in a crazy kind of way that these women are asking for a list of things that they themselves refuse to be. You want a man to have self-development. Now, mind you, before I go through this list, there's nothing wrong with most of what's on this list. Wanting a man to have emotional this and that and intellectual curiosity and empathy and all that kind of, nothing wrong with wanting a man with those qualities. The problem is that you don't have those qualities. Most of these women don't have any of those qualities, and they refuse to do the work that would develop those qualities. That's where the problem is at. The problem isn't that you want a man with self-development, is that you refuse to develop yourself, to meet him in that space. You want a man to come to you with this full sense of who he is, what his purpose is in life and in the world, how he's supposed to move as a man, how he's supposed to, move around in his masculinity, and that is supposed to be exuded as you are in his presence and as you observe him living his life. That's fine. But where is your self-development? He's supposed to come to you, according to y'all, and make y'all, force y'all, put a gun to your head and make you walk in your feminine energy. Right? Where was your self-development? What were you doing when he was somewhere meeting challenges head on, going through the storm, failing, getting back up, failing again, getting back up, trying this thing, failing over there. And then finally, he was able to strike and it hit. And he went on to try to do things that he felt like made him a better person. He made his mistakes. He did folks dirty. He made all these bad decisions, and then he tried to learn from them. Okay, I don't want to do that no more. This, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not talking about just going making no money. I'm talking about him as a human being. So he finally gets into a space where he becomes solid in who he is, what he is, and what he can do. He's
some years doing that. He's 30 some years old. When you're in your 35, 36, 37, what have you been doing as a woman to develop yourself? And I don't want to talk about that fake healing that y'all do. I don't want to talk about the buzzword. I want to talk about what is it that you go through in life, because most of y'all spend a whole lot of time dipping and dodging accountability and not wanting to face the music and not wanting to be held to no type of standard to where you would have to rise to the challenge to meet it. You don't want to have to do nothing that would be strenuous or pull you out of your so-called comfort zone to make you think differently, make you act differently, make you move around in the world differently, make you reflect any differently, and make you come into your womanhood and your personhood so that you can actually be ready to be somebody's wife at some point. And ready to just be a good person. Y'all don't do that. We talked about that. Y'all don't be ready to be a good person. You want somebody with emotionally intelligent and all that kind of stuff. Okay, fine. You want a man with emotional intelligence. Do you have emotional intelligence? Most women do not know how to utilize our natural ability to absorb, read, and act upon subtext and energy. The vast majority of women have no idea how to utilize in a positive way or even in an effective way our natural propensity to read into subtext, to pick up on an energy and deal with that. That would be actually emotional intelligence with women. Emotional intelligence is being able to sit with an emotion long enough to articulate it. Most women do not even know how to articulate being a woman or thinking like a woman or acting like a woman or why women do certain things. I watch women on this internet when questioned about something that is actually a part of female nature. Why do you do that? And I've watched them be deer in the headlights. And it's not because they don't intrinsically know, but they have not sat long enough with it to come up with the words, to come up with terminology that would actually describe it in a way that makes sense. So let me give y'all a little bit of a definition of emotional intelligence. A form of emotional intelligence is being able to sit in the emotion long enough to qualify it and then articulate it in a way that can be easily understood. So before you go hand your man your storm of emotion, make sure that you're even able to articulate why you feel a certain kind of way. And in order to do that, you got to sit with the emotion long enough to do it. And that's a hard taskmaster for a lot of women. Why do I feel this way? What is it about what was said, what was done, what happened? What was it about that have me feeling XYZ kind of way? It's nothing wrong with wanting somebody to have curiosity. Are y'all curious about y'all men? Do y'all want to know who he is? Not what he do, not how much money he make, not how much money he gonna spend on you, but curious to know, what is his story? What is his story? What make him tick for real. What are the things that have gone on in his life? And then use those subtext reading skills that you're supposed to have as a woman. Use that instead of trying to use that to figure out if he's talking to another chick on his phone. Instead of trying to figure that out, try to use those same skill sets to understand when he starts telling you about his family life and his past, and when he did this and when he did that and when he went through this and when he went through that, and figure out, okay, these are the building blocks of my man. This is what makes him tick. These are the things that make him think a certain way. This is why he do what he do. In an effort to actually try to understand your man. You know how y'all want men to understand y'all? I just want to be seen by him. So see him. So see him. Because you cannot fulfill what you need to fulfill as a woman, which is actually the maintenance of his internal world, without knowing what make that world tick. Y'all don't hear me today. Y'all do not want me to go down this esoteric path of womanhood. Y'all do not want me to go down the esoteric path of womanhood today. Our job as women is to manipulate, not in a negative way, his internal world. The same way he manipulates the physical world to maintain it, to build things out of it, to make something with it. We have that same power. We just can't do it in the physical world. We do it in the internal, spiritual, emotional world. And you can't positively affect him spiritually, mentally, and emotionally if you don't even know who he is. And you are not attempting to find out the different things that make this man tick and make him move around the way he move around. Y'all have zero interest and curiosity in this man. Y'all just try to jump into these little bootleg relationships that don't go nowhere because they're not built on nothing. There's no foundation in it. And you don't even know, most of y'all females do not even understand what I be talking about when I say there's a learning curve for your man. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't even want to know what the learning curve is. Y'all just want to know, is he going to pay this, pay that, buy me this, buy me that, and cater to me and not hold me accountable or to any standard whereby I can do what I want to do, feel good about it, and don't have to, you know what I'm saying, reciprocate too much or lift too many fingers in this relationship. Don't want to do no work. Y'all lazy. Y'all are intellectually and emotionally lazy. I'm still in learning phase with my husband. I'm still in learning phase. That takes from the time you get together to at least 7 years within the relationship. 5 to 7 years. After about year 7, you should know everything you need to know in order to move forward amicably and positively. You should have seen everything you needed to see. Y'all don't want to learn nothing. Y'all just want to cock that little coochie open and hope for the best. Spread your legs, cross your fingers, and hope for the best. Y'all literally take to heart cook, clean, have sex, and shut up. Y'all literally think that is what make a relationship work. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe that. Y'all mix up simple with easy. The concept of what men want appears to be simple. It is not easy to do. Men will sit there and say, we so simple. No, y'all are not. I hate to bust that bubble. No, y'all not. No, y'all not. Sounds simple just because it's a couple of things. Sounds simple, not simple. Concept sounds simple. Execution is not easy. The execution is a lot of work. The execution is a lot of work. And that's where the problem come in at, because there's a lot of women that think that the execution is as simple as the listing, and it is not. And when they get into these relationships and realize that the execution of that stuff called for a whole lot more than you thought it was going to be, and they're not prepared for that. So men, I hate to bust that bubble for y'all too. I know it sound nice. Y'all sit here and say, men, we so simple to please. No, y'all are not. No, y'all not. That's a lie. Lionesses are just built for it, but that's not true. That's not quite true. That's not as true as y'all would like that to be. Hey, all y'all ain't easy to get along with. All y'all not. Y'all think y'all easy to get along with, don't y'all? Y'all think y'all all easy to live with, don't y'all? Don't y'all? I hate to bust your bubble. Y'all be having a lot of little quirks and a lot of little this and a little that. All y'all ain't got no good personalities, and y'all just a lot of y'all mean. You mean? Concepts say it's sound, but that's not the truth. Y'all know it ain't true. That's why y'all laughing. It's just sound. We just want sex and a sandwich and some peace. No, y'all don't. It's a lot of subtext with that. It's a lot under each of them categories. It's all right that you want a man with empathy, but y'all don't have no empathy. As soon as a man go through something, as soon as he say something, as soon as he vulnerable about something, as soon as he open up about something, there you go. Well, a real man, you don't know what a real man. Not only do you not know what a real man is from experience because you've never been a man, but y'all don't even know what a real man is through observation and through receiving that masculinity and leadership, because y'all don't like it. And many of you don't have fathers. And even when you do, you don't pay him no mind. So y'all are not empathetic to the men. A man come to you, say something to you, try to be vulnerable to you, try to be open up to you and stuff like that, because you're supposed to be the woman that he can open up to. And here you go. You ain't got no empathy. You don't try to see nothing from his point of view. You don't try to understand. You don't try to go, you know what I'm saying? If you do go with it, many of you go along with what he's saying, but you build resentment at the same time. That's the opposite of empathy. Having resentment means that you didn't have empathy. Because if you had empathy, you would try to see it from his side. And then that would give you what you needed in order to go move with him in a difficult or challenging situation. Because with empathy come grace, and y'all always want grace. Don't y'all? Give me some grace, that come with empathy. But y'all don't give no grace, which means you don't have any empathy. You want somebody to understand the nature of partnership? No. Y'all ones claim y'all want partners and don't understand the nature of partnership. Not only then gonna say, we don't want to do the gender roles. That's the problem. That's the problem. You don't even want to do, so you don't want to do the covenant because that make you feel low. Now you feel like a slave, and marriage is slavery and blah, 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 all of that. Once we start talking about submission and whatnot, then you want to switch it over to do partnership, but you don't even do the partnership, because partnership means that when one go down, the other go up, and you only like it when you up, and you only like it when he up. What about when he down? If you get into a partnership in a business, that means you take up the slack. You make money together. You also go in debt together. If the business is lost, both of y'all lost the business. If the business encounters a lawsuit, both of y'all getting sued. If the business have to be shut down, both of y'all have to shut it down. Not just one. You might actually have a shot with the partnership if you understood what a partnership was. If you understood actual partnership, then you would know that it take a good 5 businesses are not profitable for the minimum the first 5 years. A lot of struggle and sacrifice go into that. A lot of that, most businesses incur their debt first. If the business is successful, they get to pay their debt down and then create an income. If you understood a partnership, the dissolution of the contract would not come so easily to you. If you understood contracts and partnerships and business, the dissolution of the business would not come so easy. Then she ended it off with women have money. No, they don't. No, they don't. Women are averagely working just like everybody else. Women are averagely working just like everybody else. Women having to hit that 40 hours a week too. Okay. Paycheck to paycheck as well. There's a lot of men doing it. There's a lot of women doing it. A lot of folks is averagely earning. I hate when y'all get on here and act like these women is just making so much money hand over fist. No, y'all are not. making regular money. I mean, and I'm not clowning that. Most people are making regular money. I'm not clowning it. You're supposed to be self-sufficient. You're supposed to be able to make a couple of dollars and have you a couple of dollars and some type of skill set that can at least feed you and house you and clothe you and things like that. That's all. I'm not clowning it. But stop trying to make it more than what it is. After these messages, we'll be right back. So I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the chat. If you want to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best, then you need the body butter on the screen right now. If this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, the link is pinned to the chat.
Right here is official. Never really saw anything like this before. How do you know when you're doing the proper push up? You gotta go all the way down, chest touching the floor, coming back up full extension. But now that you told me how to do it, now how you know when you're doing it? You don't know, and you won't know unless you have what it is. Nah, that was fire. That was fire. Make sure it keeps you accountable. Accountability is everything. So
incredible. You can't cheat.
Great.
Go all the way down and all the way up, and that's one solid rep. Good money.
Awesome. That's it. It's no arguing, no debating, no questioning. All the way down, all the way up. You got to start and finish the same way. She got my shit.
I'm fucking crib right now.
All right, the link is pinned to the chat, theproperpush.com/VIP. You want to go ahead and click it and show your support because we are excited to bring the proper push to the market and to everyone so everybody can do a proper push-up. In order to show the support, click the link and put in your email and verify it. Once you do, you'll be sent an email to invite you to reserve your VIP and lock in your spot for only $1, which gets you 20% off the proper push when the product is ready to launch. Exclusive merchandise deals, instant alerts when our Kickstarter goes live, and first access to early bird Kickstarter rewards and limited deals. So you definitely want to get in on the ground floor. Click the link, put your email in, and show support for the proper push. Thank you, Top Boxing. Said Melyssa Ford Taurus with high mouth. It was on her BS again. Not a Ford Taurus. Thank you, Elder Ben, saying want the glory of a man, but not seek the glory of being a feminine woman. Something is wrong with this picture. Definitely and absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Damien, for gifting a Crimson Cure membership. Whoever received that membership, please maintain. Thank you so much. Let's get back to it. Let me get this back up here. We're going to move forward. This is where all her problems come from.
Left behind. There is a drastic chasm between the two of us. Now, what I want to bring in at this moment is, I'm going to butcher this, but Bell Hooks, in her book, All About Love, she basically talks about the first violent act of the patriarchy is not against women, it's against young boys, where it basically asks them or conditions them to carve out their entire emotional spectrum. And all that's left is what's acceptable emotion for men to display: rage and anger, empathy, vulnerability, sadness,
two of the
joy,
most acceptable
whimsy.
things about a guy.
Exactly. Though the other things, they are not. So it almost seems like boys aren't necessarily raised to be boys, because what does that even mean? They're raised how to not be girls.
That's it.
And so that's confusing as hell.
The only reason I wanted y'all to hear that is because she's utilizing Bell Hooks, one of the most damaging Black feminists of modern history and the modern era. Bell Hooks' work has been utilized to radicalize feminism and Marxism for Black women, and to help destroy the self-image of women by talking about the quote-unquote patriarchy and blah, 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 blah. We're going to go fast forwarding.
We got to bring into the conversation now this idea of particularly Black men and Black women. Black women are under the impression that when they become accomplished and they make more money, that Black men are intimidated by them.
Do you not agree that some
It's
are?
ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Okay. There's a huge difference between being intimidated and turned off. Okay. Because I have seen this firsthand from some of our sisters who carry this like a badge. No man, I'm gonna get crass for a second. If you are not bending over your man, and if you can't beat him up, you can't intimidate him. It's not possible. Let's stop the garbage.
Okay.
No man is going to be intimidated by you unless you are bending him over or beating him up. Okay. Now watch this.
Okay.
We're going to have a real conversation now.
We are.
Because we got to start retraining our brain, because we've all been poisoned.
I know this. Okay.
3:00 in the morning. My wife, by the way, right now, Mrs. Whitfield out-earns Mr. Whitfield. There's only one man in that house. At 3:00 in the morning, when my wife wakes up and she says, babe,
I heard a sound.
Babe, I heard something. If it were difficult for her to see me as the man of the house, she would get up, grab the gun, grab the Roddy, and go see if everything is okay, while I lay underneath the covers and wait for her to get back. There's one man in that house. I don't care what listen, be a boss outside that house. When you come in here, you are Mrs., not Mr. I am the leader of my house, not because I tell anybody what to do. I'm too smart for that. My wife is from the South Side of Chicago. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. If we don't do life right in our house, somebody will die.
That's yeah, it's true.
You understand?
I bear witness from the west side of Chicago. Unc is from the Bronx. That's a different energy. We gotta respect each other. We got to. There will be no disrespect because it's just not gonna work. We got to respect each other. We have to. We must. We must conduct ourselves with the utmost respect and talk to each other like we have sense, like we respect each other, and like we love each other. Because I know for a fact the Unc is not, that fuse short. That fuse short. You only got a couple of clicks with that lighter before you light it. And once you light it, it's up. It's stuck. I hate it for you. I really do. I hate it for you. I hate it for you. Do not light Unc's fuse. I hate it for you. Not gonna work at all. It's not gonna turn out how you think it's gonna turn. It's just funny. A Chicago, New York household is funny.
Then
Yes, you guys are both tough cookies.
I do not tell my wife what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I show my wife what to do. That's what makes me the leader of the house.
Okay. In what way?
I am the model that everyone in the house mirrors.
Okay.
We talking about getting into shape. You talked about, what do you see on social media?
You in the gym.
Mr. Whitfield is in the gym.
Yes.
I am modeling for my wife what she can do.
She did not understand that whole concept. She was ready to combat everything he said. Oh, what? That's not true. No, the men are not intimidated by no woman just because she got a little bootleg degree or she make a couple of dollars. That's not that. He said there was a difference between being intimidated and being turned off. And these chicks think that these men are intimidated because they come through and they turn the men off. And so the men start acting a certain way with them. Okay? He start acting a certain way with them. They usually don't like them. Yeah, she didn't understand that. When he said he's modeling for his wife. When I tell you, when a lion gets a lioness, we cannot help but mirror everything that he do. And I tell you this much, in marriage, you better be comfortable with who you are, because your spouse is gonna mirror not only the good parts, but the bad part of you. You think they just gonna pick up the good parts, the positive parts, the productive parts, the this part, that part. No, they're going to pick up the crazy part. They're gonna pick up the part that you call yourself hiding, or you call yourself, you know what I'm saying? These are not the not so good part. Your spouse will mirror that immediately to you. This is why I be telling women, you better like that man, because you're going to turn into him. You better deep down in your soul like that man. You better like who he is. You better like who he is. You better like and accept who he is, because that little 7-year itch y'all be talking about, within 7 to 10 years, you will become him. Any woman who refuses to model after her husband is actively trying not to. She's actively trying not to. She is. Women are followers and copycats of men, especially the men that they with. My husband is a whole gym bro. He a whole gym bro. He been that way for years and years. He married me. I don't go to the gym. Right? When he married me, I don't go to the gym. You know, I exercise, try to eat right. I lost a lot of weight, but I didn't go to the gym. You know, the gym wasn't my thing. Guess who's in the gym 6 days a week? Who? Did he ever threaten me and tell me, you better, in order to be my wife, you better get in this gym? Absolutely not. But guess who go to the gym all the time? He go to the gym all the time. You know, he started talking about nutrition, talking about weight training, talking about the benefits, talking about, you know what I'm saying? I just come to the gym with me. Just come to the gym with me. He didn't have to really pull teeth with that. I'm gonna come to the gym. And I'm like, I'm not a real gym person. You know, I don't really know what I'm doing. He knew I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. He was just smooth with it. There was no sit down. There was no point where he sat down and was like, you better do this, that, and the third. Guess who don't want to miss leg day? Talking about I ain't no gym person. Guess. Take a guess. So I said that to say the mirroring works. A woman who won't mirror her husband is actively trying not to. She's actually actively trying not to become that man for whatever reason. Fast forward just a little bit.
Males. That's basically the whole choose better argument. And I will say, from my standpoint of being a woman, and I'll speak for, you know, a lot of other women here, you would have to have like superhuman powers of discernment to weed through because here's the thing.
So I'll give you an example.
Okay.
This is where let me tell you. We get ready to lock in. We are getting ready to lock in.
So let me tell you the level of deception that that males can actually have.
Yes.
Men can have whole other families on the other side of town.
Absolutely.
And women find out when the man dies.
But you know why? See, so this is now you're hearing what you're hearing right now?
What am I hearing?
You're hearing the importance of partnering with a man.
Yeah.
You need a man.
I do.
I'm not talking about in terms of part, like that part to me is,
yeah.
I mean, you're heterosexual.
I am hetero. Yes. So, very straight. Yes.
So now I'm not going to say that you need a man because that's not for me to say.
Yeah.
What you do need is a man.
I do need a man.
You have one. Your big brother is here. We are getting ready to lock in.
Let me tell you something.
Here's what's going to happen.
Wait. You heard it here first, folks. I'm putting him to work. He going to find me a man.
She laughing. But y'all want to know what I heard? all that cap about I'm living my life and and we can make a full life decentering men. Just about every woman that says that, I don't care with how much vitriol she say that, I don't care how forcefully she say it, I don't care how passionately she say it, I don't care if she say it when she laughing, I don't care if she say it and she crying, I don't care if she say it and she angry, I don't care. Just about every single one of those women that claim that they can have a fulfilling life without a man and they can have a support system feel just like she just said, I do want a man. I do need a man. All the rest of that is cap. Everything else they say is cap. Oh, I can be by myself. The only woman that can actually say that, I'm gonna tell you, the one woman that can say I don't want no more men, and she serious, is an old widow. An old widow. She don't want a man no more. She don't. If she's old and she got widowed, she don't want a man. That's the one woman that I can think of off the top that when she say I don't want another man, she don't want another man. She don't want another man. She don't. She gave her all to that man she was married to for 50, 60 years. She gave her all to that. She don't want no other man. She don't want it. She don't want it. She want to enjoy her grandkids. She want to sit in the house by herself. And that's what she want. That's the only woman that can say that with a straight face, and she mean that. Women like her, whether women like Brittany Renner, women like Amber Rose, women like Vivica Fox, Lisa Ray, all the rest of them, it be capped when they be talking about they don't need this and don't need that, don't be one of it, and I ain't gonna have, and I don't want to have to deal. That's cap. A man they won't come to them right now and sweep them off their feet. They will be off their feet. They will be swept. And will have a big old Cheshire cat grin on their face doing it. Be somewhere on the internet talking about my man, my man, my man. That's what they'll be doing. Yeah. Little bit fast forward because he goes into what is need. Because she want to talk about money. He goes into what is need.
But I ain't no punk. I'm gonna come see you. We good? That's the conversation I have with Rob.
So what happens for all the other women out there that don't have a big brother, a father figure? What
vast majority of women that we are talking about right now have one man in their life. One. But here's the poison that's being put in the water. I don't need no man. I don't need no man is killing our women. Because listen to me, okay, I'm telling you right now as a big brother, and I'm telling y'all right now, we can sit here, we can play games if y'all want, but we're going to have a real conversation right now. I don't need no man that's killing all of our women. Because let me tell you something. You need a man. Whether you are romantically linked with him or not, you need a man. Every man that you know needs a woman. If I weren't with my wife, I would need my sister, because my sister has certain things in her that she's perfect.
Before I let him continue, she's still not listening. He said, you need a man. The one thing he said, and this is the thing that I think about when we start talking about, oh, all these households is fatherless and this and that, whatever. Most people have that one person in their corner that's for them. They do. Whether you honor that person or not is where the problem come in at. He said most women have at least one man, one in their life that's for them, whether you're romantically linked with this man or not. By the time my father passed, my first husband had already passed and my baby had already passed. I have one older brother. I have one brother left. And I have a sister. When my father passed, who was the leader? Who came from out of town and instantly installed his leadership? My brother came from where he was at out of town to oversee my father being put to rest. And he set structure just that fast. It was he grieving too. He grieving too. He just as hurt as we are. Made sure everything was the way it was supposed to be. After we laid my father to rest and things of that nature, and he said, well, I'm going to head on back. Me and my sister, while talking to my brother, thanked him for his leadership in those exact words. We thanked him for his leadership. Not once did he tell us what to do or yell, none of that. He simply came, installed the order, made sure everything needed to happen the way that it did. And you know what me and my sister did? Shut up and followed it. Why did I just tell y'all that story? Because at that point in time in my life, that was the man in my life, my brother. That was the man in my life. When I needed masculine foresight, I called my brother. I needed help making a decision. I called my brother. That's who I called. My daddy was gone. All these other men, I wasn't married again yet. Before I got married again, I talked to my brother. So brother Dondré is right. Most women have a man somewhere that's in their corner that's for them. You just got to listen to him. And he was right again when he said, what's killing the women is I don't need no man. Now, what if I had that outlook that because my older brother is a man and then he can't tell me nothing? That's crazy. That didn't take nothing from me. It takes nothing from you. As a woman, it takes nothing from you. It enhances you, if nothing else, because you get to get another perspective that is not your perspective. He thinks differently than I do. He sees the world differently than I do, and he will be able to impart information to me that I would not have otherwise been able to gather. And you gotta be able to see the value in that. But the way feminism got these chicks set up is that you don't find the value in male leadership, period. Not from your daddy, not from your husband, not from your brother, not from your best friend, nobody, no man. And they don't listen to him because he's sassy and fruity. But at the baseline, he a dude. And I've witnessed it. The dude tell her in his sassy way, girl, you can't do that. And she won't even listen to that because when he start having structure with his little sassy self, she ignore that too, babe. She ignore that too, baby. They like the gay best friend because he's feminine. And he gonna sister girl with him, right? He gonna validate him, right? And then, but as soon as he say, with his little wayward, sassy behind, she ignore him too. So even in their foolishness together, she ignored even in the midst of foolishness. And both of them doing foolishness together. And we gonna say something else that they don't like. We gonna say the quiet part out loud they don't like. They like them gay boys, and they'll screw that gay boy before they listen to him. They do him like they do every other man. He just wear lipstick. They can just play dress up with him. That's the difference. He'll play with the Barbie doll with them. But they'll screw him and don't listen to him too. That's why you got him out here talking about some all of me and his DL. How would you know? Nobody ever asked him that. How you know? He not DL, baby. He wear heels and a dress with you to the club. That's not DL. That's gay. And you screw him. And then when you get mad at him, then you talk about he need DL. No, he not. He wear a 30-inch bust down look better than yours. What y'all talking about? We're not even gonna get into that. We're gonna let him finish.
Example. My wife and I are together. She is designed in her vision to see certain things that I cannot see, and vice versa. The reason why we are a potent partnership is because I have the ability, the unique ability to be able to see north, and I see north really well. She sees south really well. We both see what? East and west. So it's not that we're walking this way together. We don't see south. We have each other's backs. I see north. She sees south. I see north. I see east and west. What's my blind spot? South.
South. Yeah.
What's her vision?
South.
South. If we're facing the same way, which is where everybody wants, we see everything the same way. Both of y'all are going to get killed by that train coming from the south because y'all are both, you got me. I need.
In that, he just explained the flaw of partnership. In that, he just explained the flaw of women thinking that they can walk side by side with their husbands. You do not. We are traveling back to back, not side by side. He just gave a beautiful example. If we're facing the same way and we see things the same way, we're going to get hit with what comes from the south because nobody's watching that direction. But women are designed to watch that direction. What happens when she comes out of that? What happens when she comes out of that natural design? Nobody's side by side. I am not side by side. And that is what chicks hate when you start talking about the natural order and why things work well versus the failure of these marriages and relationships and the breakdown between men and women because nobody wants their natural position. You got to start being comfortable in your natural positions because that is where that's where you put your best foot forward. Women have to embrace being women and thinking like women. Listen, let me tell women something. It don't matter if the men think you crazy. Why did I just say that? Last night, I was watching the panel, the women's panel. Shout out to Hamp and the ladies on the panel. And they was talking about, it was a lighthearted conversation, but they was talking about why women answer questions the way we do. I asked a straight question, why she can't give me a straight answer. And the women were saying, we did answer the question. We do answer the questions, right? The answer we give you is the answer. Well, why do it go, round and round, blah, 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 blah. And they was having a little bit of tough time articulating that. And I said, the women's thoughts are interconnected. We have a web of thoughts. Everything about a woman is cyclical. Everything. Okay? So when we're asked a question, probably about anywhere from 10 to 30 things go through our mind in a split second. All interconnected thoughts. If we were to hand y'all that process, it would make you tired. You would be exhausted. So we'll answer the question because we've analyzed it, we've given subtext to it, we've gone through a log in our mind, and we spit out the answer. Now, men will say, Well, that wasn't what I asked you. You sure? Because you did kind of ask me that. That's what I heard. You're going to ask it. So we might as well answer all the questions at once. The men don't like that. And I'm sorry to step on y'all toes as men. So what? So what? The reason I'm saying so what is because there's no way to change it. Women think how we think. We analyze how we analyze. The thoughts are interconnected, and it is what it is. It serves a purpose. The reason why most women can't truly function is because they don't even understand that purpose. So they don't know how to use what God gave us to use. So busy trying to use what God gave us to do what God gave men to do. That's why you feel low as a woman. Because the strengths that God gave you do not lend itself to what men can naturally are their strong suit. It don't. We have a strong suit, and it is, in the words of the good brother Dondré, to see south. Seeing south is a completely different sight than seeing north. That's a different sight. And women have to embrace that sight. So what? It's not a man's sight. It's not supposed to be a man's sight. We have insight. They have foresight. It's not meant to be the same. However, it is meant to complement. Most women make terrible use of the feminine qualities that we were built with. Y'all make horrible use of that. Female intuition, the ability to see subtext, the ability to garner and understand and read an energy. Y'all make horrible use of that. Use it for all the wrong reasons. And when you're not using it for the wrong reasons, you just simply don't know how to use it. You have a female brain. Men have a male brain. Two different brains. They are different. I just want women to understand who they are, take accountability and responsibility for it. That's what I want. I want women to understand who they are, what they are, but I also want them to take responsibility for that and accountability for it. I don't want to go down an esoteric road because it's a slightly exhausting. Learn to be okay with the fact that you have a female brain, and there are times when men are either not going to like that or they are not going to understand it. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with being a woman. You just have to take accountability and responsibility for it. In order to do this woman thing right, you have to have spiritual anchor and understanding, which would call for you to be in order. I'm going to let him finish.
My woman, because my woman has the ability to be able to see what I can't. Mm-hmm. She needs her man because I have the ability to see what she cannot. But if she keeps subscribing to the notion that she don't need no man, she's going to get killed by the train coming from the north, because her man is designed to be able to see her blind spot.
In a perfect world, yes. In a perfect world, yes. That is not.
See how she was ready to combat that? See how she did not absorb what he said. She was listening to respond, not listening to understand. This is why she's where she's at. Her and the women like her. Because she did not listen to any of that. That man spoke at length for a few minutes. That man spoke for 3 minutes with a beautiful analogy about vision. Who's designed to see what and why it works so well when it is complemented. And she immediately retorted back with, in a perfect world. What do you mean in a perfect world? It's that type of nonsense. This is the nonsense that I be talking about. This is why I be standing on y'all chicks' neck like that. Because I want to be able to give y'all the understanding of femininity and how powerful and potent it can be. But I can't give that to y'all when y'all still want to be stupid and willfully ignorant. He just gave a plain English, perfect analogy. And instead of listening to that, absorbing it, and attempting to understand it for what he was saying, you so busy trying to figure out what was wrong with what he said that you couldn't see what was right with what he said. And this is your problem. This is your problem. That's the root of the problem. That's the root of the problem. That's the root of the problem for hyenas that cannot follow no leadership. Because even when the leadership is plain in your face, even when a man sits and explains in plain English what it is that we are going to do, what it is that we must do, how we must achieve these goals, you are not listening to understand it. You're not listening to try to, make sure that you have and that you're on the correct page with him and on the same page. You're not even listening to make sure that you don't got no questions. And even if you do, that these are clarifying questions, not combative questions because you think you know better than what's going on. Instead of that, You was ready to come up out your mouth. In a perfect world. Shut up. Shut up. This is why you have to have your dogs and walk your dogs and clean their poop in the gated community. This is why. This is why you had better not let your dog poop in the petunias on the gated community ground, or else you're going to have to pay the HOA a fine, because you don't even want to listen to basic explanation. There's no way in the world that you will be able to follow a man's leadership, because you can't even follow basic instruction and understanding. That man sat there and talked to you for 3 minutes perfectly about the complementary nature of men and women, male and female. And you sat there, and the next thing out of your fool mouth was, in a perfect world. Please get out of everybody's face. These would be the same chicks sitting somewhere talking about some, and I just need leadership I can follow. There is no leadership that you can follow, because there's no man's leadership style that you can follow, because you're not a good follower. That's why. It's not all these men's fault. All these chicks want to talk about leadership, but they don't talk about followership. Y'all don't want no man to y'all when he be hard with you, iron, what they call it, iron fist and a velvet glove. Then he controlling. He doing too much. Then when he more flexible with you, then you try to step over him and act like he ain't really giving you no leadership. So it don't matter how he give a hyena leadership. Hyenas don't take leadership. That's the thing. That's the problem. Hyenas don't take leadership. That's the problem. Bad followers. You did not listen to understand. Good followers listen to understand the leader. They trying to get an understanding from the leader. When they ask questions or have statements about the leader plans, this is not meant to combat or challenge. This is meant to gain clarity and understanding, because I can't follow right if I don't understand what I'm following. I just want to understand it.
Not always the case.
The world don't need to be perfect. It does need to have polarity.
Agreed.
You understand?
Agreed.
We don't need to be perfect.
Agreed.
We got to stop trying to re-engineer this thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain things that nature has taken care of for us.
Mm-hmm.
We have to, and I'm gonna introduce a word that's gonna set everyone on fire, and I cannot wait.
Go ahead.
We all have to submit to what nature has taken care of for us. Now, notice.
Thank you. Submit to what nature has already done, i.e., submit to the order that Allah has already created. That's step one. Y'all want to skip steps, and we're not about to do that. we're going to listen to why she is the hyena she is. Her little jaded story, and this will be the end of it.
Found themselves in this same situation. And then after we talk about this story, I need to know, like, was there a moment in which a pivotal moment in which you became this intentional about, the messaging that you are, that you give out to the masses?
Yep.
Was there was a different version of Dondré at one point?
Yep.
Okay, hold on to that. So let me tell my little story, all right? There was a point in time in which I was dating somebody, and when I say I love this man's stink, I could live in his armpit. I loved him. He had this one crooked tooth. It used to make me drool. His imperfections were so sexy to me.
That's when you know you're locked in.
I loved this man.
Love it.
I used to curse God for the love I had for this man because he made me crazy. He was not good. He was not good.
Right.
And so
he wasn't good. Listen to her very clear. And we've heard this story, right? Because about a year or so ago, she went through her like biggest like loves and losses. Remember that she did that and I did a show on it? She says this guy wasn't even a good dude. She was head over heels for the guy, for a toxic dude. Because women like her always like them men that's gonna do them dirty. Because they always think they the fine one that's gonna turn his mind around. And you're not. Okay. Then she says she cursed God for the love she had for that man. Are you hearing these words? See, the power of the tongue is heavy. You heard what she said?
At this point in our careers where we met, and maybe when we met, my career was doing this. His career was doing this. Boy, did he make me pay for that. My career made me very visible, very visible. And not only was I visible, I was also the object of many men's desires. And a lot of those men were his friends. A lot of those men were—
I know that journey.
Were the men that he worked with. And they openly discussed me, knowing he was my man. And guess who got it? Guess who got all the anger and the frustration? He didn't check them and say, yo, dog, that's my woman you're talking about. Shut the f up.
How he gonna check them when his woman got the cheeks and the buns glazed up in a studio for the world to see? He wasn't intimidated by your career, because that's what she's trying to go back to, the intimidation thing. She didn't listen to him when he said that women don't intimidate men. She didn't listen to that. This proves how much she's not listening. He doesn't have any respect. You made him lose respect for you because his friends didn't just openly discuss. They didn't respect him for being with you. Because the moment that you become a video vixen and a magazine girl, that was like back in the day, that was being on Hustler and all that kind of stuff and all in magazines. That was like being an Insta thought before Instagram and social media. So a video vixen and the girls that was on, you know what I'm saying, the double XL magazines and this, that, and the third, that was the Instagram girls of the 90s and the 2000s. Okay. His friends clowning him because you a thought. He wasn't intimidated by the career. He didn't respect it. And he was losing respect from being with you. Because no man want to be with the thought. Because the other men see her that way and discuss her in that way. And if that's your girl, guess who they finna clown?
He didn't do that. He came home and argued with me and accused me of all kinds of I didn't even have the time to do. I'm working. And to try to like ease the situation, I tried to bring him everywhere I was so that he could see how professional I was all the time and that I don't have eyes for anybody but you. And when he would see the way that these men would react to me, it only made him angrier. So forget the money that I was making. You know, we were probably level in terms of the money because I was going up and he was going down. So somewhere we met in the middle of that. But in terms of like popularity, relevance, and visibility, I was up here. He was down here. And that imbalance, you know what it resulted in? Not even just like harmful words and whatnot. It resulted in him trying to figure out ways to make himself feel like a man. And can you guess how he?
We're not even gonna let her finish that little story. But y'all get it. She still ain't learned the lesson of that story she's telling. She's telling the story without learning the lesson of the story. You chose the career that is sex work adjacent. She may not have been at that particular time because she was smitten with him. So at that particular time, she might not have been actually sleeping with none of them men. It's the image of it. It's the image. It's the image. The men aren't gonna separate the image of you from the reality that they don't sleep with you. In their minds, once you create the image of whoredom, you're a whore, whether you actually sleep with them or not. You appear to be easy. Whether you are or not is irrelevant to the appearance value. The men will take you for ease because you chose to do a job for income that relied upon your sex appeal, your beauty, and your body. That's no better than being a stripper. The stripper at the strip club can never screw none of them men But the fact that she making it clap bent over on the lap dance is enough. It's enough. It's enough to make men think of her as a whore because she uses her body, her beauty, and her sex appeal for their enjoyment and entertainment and for her income. Still didn't understand her own story that she was telling. She don't listen. Laura Sinister, thank you so much. Said no, men teach boys what is socially acceptable for boys. They are telling boys that specific behaviors girls may exhibit will not be tolerated by boys. Thank you. A man supporting men said 21-year-old woman told me she wanted to lead, then asked me what should I eat from the restaurant. I told her lead herself and pick her own meal. We both laughed because that was insane. She told you she wanted to lead. Thank you, Thanos. Said let Melyssa get the hyena creed. Sure thing. Let's see. Let me find it.
I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say.
Thank you. Anyone can learn. Said great topic, even though I slightly disagree with certain points. Thank you. Ezel says she's one of the women where you need to take your fan and boop, boop, pretty much. And thank you. Blue said Melyssa Ford is a Gen X Brittany Renner. Being pretty is a double-edged sword. They think they have unlimited time. Same song over and over. Because Brittany is broken crying. She getting what's coming to her. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Let me run my mouth for a little bit. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, the Crimson Cure. This was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.